You are walking past opportunities with women every single day and you don't even realize it. And look, it's not your fault. The attraction signals they send are often so subtle, so quick, they exist completely under the radar. They happen in a split second and then they're gone. But what if you could learn to see what the vast majority of other men can't? Stick around because I'm about to show you the tiny, almost invisible cues women give off that show she's into you, giving you an almost unfair advantage. Let's be honest, trying to figure out if a woman is actually attracted to you can feel like you're trying to crack some kind of secret code. You second guess everything, you overthink, and you end up stuck, afraid to make a move because you might be wrong. But the truth is, her body is often screaming her interest long before she ever says a word. This isn't about cheesy pickup lines or weird tricks. This is about understanding the powerful, unspoken language of attraction. These cues are unconscious. She's not even aware she's doing them, which is exactly what makes them so honest. When you learn to spot these, you're not just guessing anymore. You're seeing the truth. So let's get into the hard-to-spot signals that most guys are completely blind to. All right, first up is one of the most powerful and subconscious signs of a real connection. It's called mirroring. Mirroring is when she unconsciously copies your gestures, your posture, or even the way you talk. It's a primal way our bodies build a connection and basically say, hey, I'm on the same wavelength as you. Imagine you're grabbing a coffee with a woman. You lean forward to make a point, and a second later, she leans forward too. You take a sip of your drink, and she almost instinctively reaches for hers. You rest your chin on your hand, and you notice she's in a similar pose. That is not a coincidence. It's her brain, on a subconscious level, creating a bond and showing that she feels connected to you. This can even get as deep as synchronization, where she might match your breathing rhythm or the pace you're walking. It's the brain's automatic way of creating harmony with people we're interested in. So, next time you're in a conversation, pay close attention. Is she your reflection? If she is, that's a huge sign that her attraction is running deep. The next signal is something psychologists call preening. Just like a bird preens its feathers to attract a mate, people do their own version of this. When a woman is around someone she finds attractive, she will often subconsciously do these little grooming gestures. These are driven by a desire to look her best for you and pull your attention to her. The most common one is playing with her hair. She might twirl a strand, smooth it down, or tuck it behind her ear while she's listening to you. This is a classic signal that most guys either miss or just write off as a habit. But in this context, it's her way of framing her face and drawing your eyes to her. Other preening moves could be a subtle adjustment of her clothes, like straightening her top or touching her necklace. She might also do a quick reflection check in her phone screen or a window when she thinks you aren't looking. These are all unconscious bids for your attention, making sure she looks good in your eyes. It's a signal that she not only wants your attention, but is actively trying to be more appealing for you. That we all know that eye contact is important, but I'm not talking about some long, intense, creepy stare. We're talking about micro expressions that happen in a fraction of a second point. One of the most solid cues is the eyebrow flash. This is a quick, almost unnoticeable lift of the eyebrows that lasts for less than a second right when she first sees you. It's an unconscious hello that signals recognition and that she's happy to see you. Another huge one is pupil dilation. When we're interested in something or someone, our pupils literally get bigger to take in more of the sight. This is an involuntary response that you just can't fake, making it an incredibly honest signal. Also, pay attention to the pattern of her gaze. She might hold your eyes for just a split second longer than normal before looking away. This little dance, looking at you, quickly looking away when you catch her, and then peeking back again, is that perfect mix of interest and shyness. It shows she's drawn to you, but feels a little self-conscious about it. Those fleeting moments are where the truth is. It's her mind saying, I see you, even when she's trying to play it cool. Physical space says a lot about attraction. When a woman is interested, her body will naturally want to shrink the distance between you two. One of the clearest ways she does this is by leaning in when you're talking. Even if you're in a loud bar, notice if she's consistently leaning her body towards you. This is a powerful, subconscious move to build intimacy and show she's completely locked in on you. Her body leans in because, without being obvious, she wants to be closer. Paired with this is the head tilt. When she tilts her head while you're talking, it shows she's deeply listening and curious. Psychologically, tilting the head also exposes the neck, which is a vulnerable part of the body, showing it is a subconscious signal of trust and comfort. If she's consistently leaning in and tilting her head, she's not just being polite. She's non-verbally telling you she feels comfortable, engaged, and wants to be closer. Now, this next one sounds like the opposite of what you'd expect, but it's a surprisingly accurate sign of attraction: nervous energy. When we're around someone we have a crush on, our bodies get a jolt of adrenaline, and that has to go somewhere. It often comes out as fidgeting. This isn't the bored, "Is this over yet?" kind of fidgeting. This is a sign of being emotionally fired up. She might play with her necklace, twist a ring on her finger, or tap her foot. This is just her body's way of dealing with the nervous excitement she feels around you. I remember being on a date where the woman kept shaking her foot the whole time. She was asking tons of questions and was totally engaged, but that foot was just going a mile a minute. That wasn't boredom. That was all that positive, nervous energy needing an outlet. So if you notice she seems a little jittery or stumbles over her words only when she's with you, don't mistake it for disinterest. It can often mean the exact opposite. Okay, this one is a massive tell, especially in a group setting. Pay attention to where her body is pointing. Even if she's turned her head to talk to someone else, her torso, and especially her feet, will often be aimed at the person she's most interested in. Think of her feet as an unconscious compass, and where they point is her true north. Imagine you're at a party, talking in a group. She's in a conversation with the person next to you, but you notice her body, from her shoulders to her feet, is angled toward you. This is her subconscious eavesdropping in your direction. It's an open posture that signals she is receptive to you and wants you to come into the conversation. People unconsciously put up barriers to those they aren't interested in, like crossing their arms or angling away, but they create open pathways to people they're drawn to. If you notice her body is consistently pointed at you, that's a huge indicator of where her real interest is. Our final signal is maybe the most honest one of all because it's almost impossible to control: blushing or flushing. When we feel a strong emotion like attraction, our body can react by sending more blood to the face, causing the cheeks to get red. This could be super subtle. It might not be a bright red blush, but just a slight flush in her cheeks, her neck, or even her ears. This happens because attraction can trigger an adrenaline response, which causes blood vessels to open up. Because this is so hard to fake, it's one of the most genuine indicators of how she feels. The science backs this up. Subconscious reactions like a faster heart rate or a subtle flush are stronger predictors of attraction than even a smile. You can't see her heart rate speed up, but that little flush is the visible proof. If you spot it, especially after you share a moment or give her a compliment, you can be pretty confident her body is betraying her attraction for you. The world of attraction is full of a silent language that most people never bother to learn. It's a language of mirrored movements, quick glances, and nervous energy. The key is to remember that these signals are subtle, and they almost always show up in clusters. Don't just look for one sign. Look for a combination of 2 or 3 of them. Understanding this isn't about being a mind reader. It's about being more observant, more tuned in, and more confident. You now have the decoder ring. You can see the tiny tells that most men miss, which can turn confusion into clarity and missed opportunities into real connections. What are some of the subtle signals you've noticed or maybe even missed in the past? Drop your stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear them, and I read every single one. If this video helped you see things in a new light, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. And while you're at it, check out this other video on my channel that I think you'll find just as useful. Until next time, stay sharp and keep your eyes open.